So your opponent Nakahara is on quite a win streak. Have
Yes.
you had much of a chance to look at him? He's got a few knockouts. Should be a good challenge for you.
Yeah, I've mentioned this multiple times. He has finished people, but people have never finished him. As far as I remember looking at his record, I believe he only has decision defeats. So that means that it's usually going to be a long, hard fight, regardless of what you're going to bring to the table. I don't think that he's ever fought anybody my caliber from as far as grappling perspective is concerned, so that may change things. I'd like to be the first one to finish him. However, I'm not naive enough to think that I couldn't end up in the same boat as the rest of his opponents and having to go 3 hard rounds with a very tough opponent. So it's definitely something to be said, even just statistically looking at the guy's record. And just like you said, being on a win streak, I think since like 2015. So it's a big level up in opponent. My previous 4 opponents, I think each one was a step up. Each one I probably said this is my toughest challenge. But not only is this my toughest challenge, this is the biggest leap from difficulty of opponent to difficulty of opponent. I think this takes me, somebody put it best in one of my previous interviews, from prospect in MMA, like, hey, this guy could be something in MMA, to I win this fight in devastating fashion, to, oh man, we got something here. Like, this guy's going to be something in MMA. So I'm very excited to show that.
It feels like it was really not very long ago we were stood in Tokyo just talking after your win. You are hitting the ground running in your MMA career. Is that the way you want it? Staying busy, staying active, you're not messing about?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm very young in this sport. I have very little experience. I'm trying to get as much of it as possible, as quickly as possible. It's difficult, it's hard on the body. A lot of injuries and things that I deal with. I'm trying to fight as much as possible. So I think that's what you're going to see from me this year. Hopefully we get 4 fights in this year. If we get 4 fights in this year, I'm happy. So I'm happy with the quick turnaround time. It's difficult, like I said, on the body, the spirit, the weight cut, all these different things. But these are sacrifices that I'm going to need to make if I plan to make a run to be one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. I think it's very important that I stay busy and active and get that experience. That's the biggest thing that separates me from the people that are the greatest in the sport right now.
Last time, in your last fight, you put on quite a show. But in BJJ, winning is a habit that you built up time and again. So where do you understand the relationship in this sport between getting a result and also how important is it to you to be that entertainer?
Oh yeah, I always tell people that there's a bridge between amateur and professional, or you're trying to win and trying to entertain, and you need to kind of be able to walk between those 2 mediums. If you don't, you won't be something that anybody really cares about. It's very difficult to live a career out that way. A big part of your career as a professional is, filling seats. You have to give people a reason to want to watch you. I think I do a good job of that with my actual fights, but there's also what I do outside the fights with social media and things. I try to be a character, an entertaining person. And then along with that, just being highly skilled at what I do, disciplined, working towards getting better and better, and just leveling up each one of these fights. So I'm going to do my best to try to maintain that, to try to be exciting both in the ring and out of the ring, and hopefully that carries my career to the place that I want it to go to, which, like I said, to be one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. That's the goal.